Okay, so sorry if there's background noise, but yeah, this is just a quick review. This is going to be work solutions for B239 and B241. So for B239, my recommendation is just to put down what you know first. PQ and PR are tangent to the circle. So if you draw the radiuses from Q to O and from R to O, right, O to R, you know that because they're tangent, they form 90 degrees, 90-degree right angles, right? And so you always want to draw this picture. It will help you a lot. Now we can label sides. PQ is 45 minus 6x. PR is 2x plus 17. And OP, you can just draw it. If it's talking about a length, then you can just draw it. OP is 25, okay? Now the big thing with this problem is you have to realize that this side and this side are equal in length, okay? And we can prove this because this is a radius of the circle and this is also a radius of the circle. This is one side and this is another side, and then this is the shared side. And because it's a 90-degree right triangle, we can always find out this side after. So that's how we prove it is similar and also congruent because it has a shared side. Okay, now we can set this equation, this equal to this, because they are equal in length. So 45 minus 6x is equal to 2x plus 17, okay? Move all of the x's to one side, so that's plus 6 on both sides. That will cancel. 45 is equal to 8x plus 17 minus 17 on both sides. So we get 8x is equal to 45 minus 17, right? 28. Now we can divide by 8 on both sides. So divide by 8, x is equal. We can simplify this fraction, dividing by 4 on both the top and the bottom. The bottom becomes a 2, and the top becomes a 5, 6, 7. Becomes a 7. So x is 7 over 2. Okay? Now here, we only need to find out one side. We don't need to find out both, because this is a right triangle, and if we have two of the sides, this side and this side, we can just find the thirds and the radius, and then we can find the circumference. Okay, so let's plug it into this equation over here. So 45 minus 6, and our x is 7 over 2. Okay, so this will cancel with this because it's multiplying, and then we have 45 minus 3 times 7, which is 21. That will evaluate to 24. That is equal to 24. So that means that this is equal to 24. Now we have a right triangle. It's a blank 24, 25 triangle. This is a Pythagorean triple, and the last side will be 7. By the way you can verify this is if the first number of a Pythagorean triple is odd, okay? And then I'm just going to put down odd over here. If you take the square of 7, so 7 squared, which is 49, and then you think of two consecutive numbers, okay? Two consecutive numbers that if you add them equal 49. The correct combination is 24 and 25. You can figure this out by minusing 1, which is the difference between 24 and 25, which you would get 48, and then dividing by 2, which would give you the first number, right? Okay, so that's how you can verify this Pythagorean triple. Now that we are given the radius, remember that that is the radius, yes, we can now find the circumference. Formula is 2 pi r, which would give you 14 pi as the circumference. That's your answer. Okay, now B241. This one you need to draw a picture. Let's just draw our x and y axis here. I'm not the strongest drawer, but I'll try to make it better. So it is tangent to the x-axis. So first of all, locate which one is the x-axis. This one, right? This one is the x-axis. And if it's tangent, that means that that point only hits it at one time. Okay? So it has to look something like this. Right, I'll make the picture a bit better. It has to look something like this. That's what we get by looking at the first sentence. The circle is tangent to the x-axis. Now, if we see it intersects the y-axis at 0, -8, so that's like around here maybe, and 0, -32, that's around here maybe, find the coordinates of the center of the circle. So now we have to adjust, right? One possible circle could be like that, right? Okay, no. Let me just erase all of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, and then we can just draw another x-axis. One possible circle could look like this. The picture does not have to be good. That looks like a potato. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle, right? So this is one possible circle. We can just put down our center here, and we can label our points. 0, -18, and 0, -32. Okay? So now, we have to think, right? If we draw a good circle, I'll draw a perfect circle, okay? And then we put like 2 points here. We put 2 points both here and here, right? And then the center of the circle is here. If we know how high up this is and how down this is, the funny thing is we can actually, and they're on the same x coordinate, they're on the same place, same distance from the circle, sorry, from the center, and it goes right, the same amount, right? If you actually take the average of the two numbers, or you find the middle between these two numbers, the middle will be the center. Will be on the same line with the center, right? And so here, if we find the middle of -18 and -32, or we can just average it, right? -18 plus -32 all over 2, we will get 25, or -25, right? And so, if we label our point with parentheses, right, we know that our y coordinate is -25, okay? That's a big step. What we can also do is we can find the distance between here and here, right? It's just the distance between 25 and 18, which would be 7, and we can also label this 7, right? Okay? Now, all we need to do to find the radius is if we draw this reference triangle, or this triangle, imaginary triangle, okay? We don't quite know this hypotenuse side, but if we did, we would be able to find out this side, right? Which would be the x coordinate, right? Because this is x equals 0. This is the x-axis, and we go right how many times to get to the center. This should be a right triangle, right? And if we know our hypotenuse, which is, if you observe, it's also our radius, we would be able to find out, right? But think about it, right? How can we find our radius? Right? What other piece of information have we not used yet? We used the coordinates given, but we have not used that the circle is tangent to that x-axis, right? Now, how would we use that information? What I recommended last time was to draw what it's tangent to and draw the 90-degree angle. So this is actually 90 degrees, and it only intersects the circle at one point, right? And so the picture, if I drew it a little bit better, okay, it would only intersect at one point, right? And it would be a 90-degree angle, right? And so this is going directly up and down, and this is also our radius, right? This is also our radius. But but this is going directly up and down. If our y-coordinate is -25, and the y-coordinate of this line is 0, like y equals 0, right? Because it's the x-axis. We know that the distance between here and here is 25. So our radius is 25. So we have just found out this side also, right? And so we have our two sides. We have 7 and we have 25. 25 is our hypotenuse. Think of your Pythagorean triples, right? 7 blank 25. And the correct answer is 24. So that's how we know our x coordinate is 24, right? And then the second answer to this question would be if you drew it on the left side of the on the left side, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out by the same logic. One thing I've also prepared is a little bit of a review, a few questions for you guys. So find the length of HP, right? This is from our worksheet on the bottom here. This shouldn't be too hard. And yeah, if you guys need help, then that's fine. As for this question is exactly like the other problem, except I already drew a picture for you, and it's not tangent to the x-axis anymore. It's tangent to the line y equals -7. So imagine if you drew a line y equals -7, which I've drawn for you here, and it is tangent to it, okay? So just go through the same process and see if you could recreate what I've done. Lastly, here. Lastly, this problem is not quite done yet. I'll just do it, right? This would be a 90-degree angle, right? And this, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'll just give you guys that this would be in the problem, right? Angle BAO is equal to 30 degrees, and AC is equal to 7. Actually, let's just do 4. I'll give you guys easy numbers. 18. Okay, so yeah, find the area of circle O, the angle BAO. So this angle is 30 degrees, and this side AC is 18. Find the area of circle. Okay, that's it. Bye.